Welcome back to the Daily Dose of Dopamine with Robert Cochran, PhD, and Susan Scarlett, improviser.
Amongst other things, storyteller, mentor, terrific friend.
Yes, so you used an expression a minute ago, the gifts of improv.
Mhm.
When you started teaching this, did you have any notion that that would, or had you been improvising long enough that you had learned that already or figured that out? Or
I I'm pretty sure because yeah. I mean, a lot of things come up that if either someone reminds me or I'll reread a book or a blog or something, I'll go, oh, that's right. That's where I heard that. That's what somebody said. I've been blessed to have a number of really good teachers. I've had some really bad improv teachers too, and that's how I can tell the difference. It's not a neutral thing. Um, so the yes, I definitely take things through my lens and yes and them, which I think is the job of any student who becomes a teacher, right? You gotta find your voice. So do I find them? Yes. And then, the delight of what's next. How will I do something with this? And that's been the journey, really, like I said, the past 5, 6 years is how to meet people with Parkinson's in our community first, and that's everybody, not just the people with, but the care partners and everybody else, and say this is for you. And then once we start unpacking that, they've got any sort of hook into it. Then hold up the mirror, the foundational game, show them to themselves, and go, look at you, look at you here. You look marvelous, to borrow an old Billy Crystalism. And you'd forgotten about this person who smiles and laughs and does everything you're doing right now. And that person has a lot to say. And that comes through play in this particular form.
we see it so often. I want to go back to you as a teacher. I'm almost guessing that, especially maybe because of the world of the Parkinson's community, where you spend most of your time, most of your sandbox looks like it's in that space. Um, that you've had to learn. You were as in in as uncharted territory as we were, as I was at least, as you said several times, as I go building flying the plane as you're building it.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was, I don't know if we even really knew that, um, but there was acceptance, and there was acceptance all along. I mean, you were the teacher and you were the guy with the 20 something years of experience. And
Right.
so, gifts of learning, wow. There's probably not much more in the world except chocolate, maybe. It's
Well,
a gift that makes such an impact
yeah. I mean,
on learning. And
that idea of the gift of help, of allowing someone to see themselves, that's the gift, right? Of helping them to realize that they can learn, they can be creative, they can do things, they can impact someone else positively. That reminds me of the old Jackie Robinson line. That's the front of Boys of Summer shortstop. I'm paraphrasing, but it's there is no the value of a life is nothing basically except for what it means to make someone else feel good. And I butchered it, but it's much more poetic what he said. It's about our lives in servitude, and about our effect and value in life at all. And so that's the gift of improv, right? That I certainly didn't create this thing, standing on the shoulders of giants, and I'm applying it in a little different way. That's fine. That could be my secret sauce, as it were.
well, I think
Um,
so. I think it is.
yeah,
The very special people that I know in the world can take disparate, seemingly unconnected things
Right.
and find the intersections. And that is creativity, I guess would be what you would call that. I would call it magic sometimes. Following through on our magic theme for the week, but that's a gift. That's an
We can lean
extraordinary.
back into magic. I think that's fun. Let's come back on the next dose and see how gifts lead to magic when it comes to improv.